Hey guys, I just made the world's mistake. I am back on YouTube for a little bit. Um, I just recorded this whole video, literally noticing that I didn't have my mic plugged in. So there's a little bit of dangle clacks on my part there. If anyone gets the reference, kudos to you. Um, so I took a big break from DC. I really was done with the game. Riddle came out, and I thought it would save me from playing for a little bit. But at that point, I'd grinded out the previous DLC so much I just couldn't do it anymore. I was really enjoying Stats Revamp though, and one of the powers I had not messed around with, I think the only one that I know of, other than Mental, I believe, is Gadgets. And I love Gadgets. I love Gadgets' advanced mechanics. It was super overpowered. Now it's not as OP, but it still hits. It still hits, man. It can. I think it can keep up a little bit. So today I'm going to show you two different rotations: a melee and a range. Um, I'll talk about the supercharge asphyxiation gas, which I have a hard time pronouncing that, so I apologize. Um, if I don't get it, I might not be able to show it off to you, but I will say this: it's very good. So let's get into my traits. We're gonna go into weapons. I got nothing. You know what I mean? Just whatever weapon you have, you use. Um, Pro tip though, if you sit there and you go with whatever weapon you have, like you started the game with, like me, for me it was dual wield, you save a skill point because there's already an innate one already in there. Take a little tip. I just go for, super speed. You can get these, especially for the melee loadout. It's definitely very helpful. Um, I just haven't. I only got 240 skill points. I'm kind of keep them into my stats. I mean, there's people with over 340 now, so I'm trying to keep up the best that I can. So we got super powered. So you got 20, 40, and then all inside of might and power. Other than that, that's about it. And we'll get into the loadouts. So, my loadout, left to right. So, cryo field, Gauss grenade, thermite mine, EMP pulse, robot sidekick, and asphyxiation gas. So, let me explain some of these here. So, these three, well, four technically, work all together in kind of like a harmony. So, like it says, inflicts frostbite on enemies, making them vulnerable to freezing effects. Well, burns when used against electrified enemies. So, this electrifies enemies, automatically adds burn. Okay. Burning enemies take additional damage. So now this starts to hit harder. And then you have Thermite Mind, burns enemies. And then Frostbitten enemies, which is this, take additional damage with this. So see how they all work together. And then you got this right here, EMP Pulse, which hits for all of them. They all can make its damage hit harder. I use Robot Sidekick. You can use Suppressor Turret because it does have PI, like Frost Grenade and Flamethrower. They have two different electrified or burning, take additional damage, and then the other ones, the other two PI, the dazed and frostbitten. The only issue with this is its consistency is hard to pinpoint, especially in real game content, because I can sit there on a Spartan target and it can hit maybe even harder than the robot sidekick can. But the issue is I have to pop it when I'm out of combat, um, and that's kind of a hassle because it takes time. It does have a pretty long animation. So for consistency, I use Robot Sidekick because he's always out and he hits pretty fucking hard. So now we're gonna get into the rotation. So I'm gonna show you out here. I'm gonna show you out here the rotation, right? So first things first is you're gonna want to pop Cryofield. This is like a DOT, just like Robot Sidekick. They're both like your DOTs. Then you got your instant Gauss Grenade, another instant with Thermite Mine, and then you're going to go EMP. So this loadout is left to right at first. Like the beginning of the rotation is just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after you get to 1, 2, 3, 4 and Cryofield's activated and waiting to come off cooldown, and same with EMP. So here I'll do it like this, quick for you. Like this, you're going to go Gauss Grenade, Thermite Mine, Gauss Grenade, EMP, Thermite Mine, Gauss Grenade. See that? Bam. Simple as that. And this is a melee loadout, like I said. Like you can see these little mines. They have to be pretty close in proximity for them to go off. Same thing with cryofield. You really want it to be up close with it. So I try to just hug the ads, or even, I right here with the boss, like I hug with the tank. So I'll show you the rotation now on 3. I'll show you on 8, and then I'll show you on single. So like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to go Gauss Grenade, Thermite Mine, Gauss Grenade, EMP, and then repeat that. So there's 11, 9. It usually hits around 12. And then I ran out of power. So there's a 12. There is a way to make it a little smoother, and I'll show you that now. And even I'm still learning with this power. If you sit there and you tap Gauss Grenade twice in the beginning of the rotation, you could end up making it super smooth. And I'll show you that now. When I popped Cryo Foam, it actually got a lot smoother, because you can see I kind of waited there for a second for Thermite Mine after Gauss Grenade. So this is something I've been doing. I don't know if it dampers on your damage or not. I don't think it should. So this is what I'll do. So I'll do the 4 once again. Right, and then I'll pop Gauss Grenade twice here. And then now, as you can see, it's a lot smoother. And I accidentally didn't pop Gauss Grenade the 3rd time there. That was my fault, but still. See, there you go, 12-1. So yeah, that makes it a little bit smoother, and it makes it more consistent. Like right there, I got a 12. Right there, I got 11, and that was me being an idiot and goofing off there for a second. I didn't mean to do that. So then it hits around the same on these 8 here, around 12. So we'll go ahead and do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. No difference. Go ahead, pop Gauss Grenade twice. I didn't mean to do that there, but I did. There's a 12-4. And a 12-2. See? That whole tapping Gauss Grenade twice definitely makes it more consistent. Right, like right there, there was both 12s. So now I'm going to show you on single target. It's surprisingly good on single target, and I didn't think it would be. But it is. Like I said, you gotta hug in the boss. You gotta be hugging the boss. Yeah, I should have made it a little bit smoother there. That was my fault. There's a 6. There's a 7-5. 73. I've hit 8. Like when I was recording this, the first time I'm pretty much just talking to myself. I hit 8. So you can get pretty good with single target. So luckily, I feel like by the end of me testing the range loadout, I will be able to show you the supercharge and a little bit of action here on the sparring targets. So that's good. I really I'm enjoying asphyxiation gas. It's phenomenal. I think it's one of the top tier supercharges that people kind of, I think, have been sleeping on because everyone's worried about Bunker Buster, because I'm assuming Bunker Buster probably hits about the same, if not harder, but it's also a 100%er compared to a 50%er. So for the range loadout, we want to keep the same premise. We want to keep those 3 different types of PIs active. So what we do is we keep Gauss Grenade, because Gauss Grenade is actually a very good range move as well. Then we do, so instead of getting Cryo Field, we get Cryo Foam, which does Frostbite, and then we get Napalm Grenade, which does Burning, and then we go for Paralyzing Dart, which does the instant little tick that enhanced. Now, they changed Sticky Bomb, so Sticky Bomb no longer sits there and like holds and goes 2 2 2 2 and then does 4 5 different ticks of damage. It does just one big tick, so you can use Sticky Bomb if you want. Personally, I like to use Paralyzing Dart because it's instant damage. Even now, Sticky Bomb you have like a second or so where it's delayed. So this is instantaneous. This kind of makes up too for EMP, even though EMP is almost instantaneous now too. They did update that. So this is the rotation, and the rotation is just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like by the time you're done, see, it's just literally this. This is what the rotation is. So now I'm going to show you in action. Stay at range here. Yeah, right here is good. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 10-5. It might be able to get to 11 sometimes, but that's if you get really lucky with crits. There's another 10. So it's pretty consistent, about 10k per second. I mean that's pretty consistent. Definitely the melee is definitely better. More risk, risk reward type thing. So I'll show you 8 here. That's pretty. What do you think? That's pretty ranged. Yeah. So we'll go into it now. So I did disappear from DC. I'd like to come back for now. Probably for a little bit and do some do some different videos. Maybe I'll start recording just like playthroughs of certain things, like the raids or alerts or even a duo. So maybe some clanmates. I do want to get a little bit more involved in my channel than just loadouts, and I want to keep going with the loadouts. I want to try to get a loadout video on every single power on my channel. I did make an ice loadout, and I do have a celestial loadout just sitting there, and I just been procrastinating and haven't felt like really editing them in SHAREfactory and uploading them. And I also did lose my fire DPS loadout, and I think I lost my ice as well. I don't know what I did. I must have not pressed record, and that was my fault. So that's a big bummer. So I'm going to have to go back to those powers. Of course I will. I'm a big power hopper. Like you probably saw when I was showing you my stats that I have a power token in here. This might be for my alt corruption, which you've seen on the channel before. He was one I did rage on. He still is rage, but I think I'm going to retire that and make him a healer power. Either electricity or celestial. So as you saw, get back into the video here. Did 11 there. Did one that was weaker though too. I did like 9 if I was correct, right? 9, somewhere around there. So now I'm going to show you this on single target, and then I'll have asphyxiation gas, and we'll go back to the normal loadout, and I will show you asphyxiation gas. So you can see I hit a 10k crit there twice now, 11k with paralyzing dart, man. It hits hard. So there was 65. And then a 5. So it's about the same. Like with a single target, it's pretty there. Then that's where definitely it's the closest, I'd say. So I have asphyxiation gas. I really want to show you the supercharge just because it's super powerful. So we're gonna go ahead and throw on what we had on before, and bam, perfect. So this supercharge is slept on. Try to pay attention to some of the ticks, because I'm going to do a full rotation with it to show you the amount of damage it does. So what I do is I always pop it just first, and then I go into my rotation. So I pop it, and then I just go into it. Like so. 17. Right there. Look at that. I mean, that's a huge jump. That's 5,000 per second more. And man, I wish I had it. There was the last time I did this video here a few minutes ago. I did hit 20. So the supercharge is super slept on. I don't use my what's it called? Supercharge generator, which is a huge bummer. But I usually do get it, like in a new duo, I get it about twice. So I mean, you can use it on the first boss and the last boss. You can use it, like I usually get it about twice. So there's no worry there. Honestly, there's so many ticks and gadgets is so fast paced that you can get your supercharge pretty quickly back. So other than that, I think what I'm gonna do is the next power I'm gonna go is that I'm gonna do is maybe electricity. I mean, there's a million electricity loadouts out there. But like I said, I wanted to make a loadout video for each power. So I'll see y'all. Peace.